Alright, you guys, so I figured why not? I don't have a video recorded for you guys, and that has to do with the whole furnace thing and all the going-ons around that, which, crazy. So, sorry about the shaking. I figured, why not work on Angel Cat, which so I could talk to you. The dog is being a whiny little baby. I will go give him breakfast first. Alright, so I gave him breakfast. Of course, I'm horrible. I'm not eating breakfast myself yet, which I probably should, but hey. On a plus note, and I'm scared to say it because last time I said it and then everything went, I mean, granted, that was the exact same day, but yeah, I got my computer back again, finally. The first time that I took it up, they replaced the motherboard CPU, gave it back to me, and it still had the exact same error. I literally couldn't use it when I got it back for more than a few minutes or half an hour. Like, it was just randomly turning off. So I gave it back to them. That was well before, I don't remember when that was, but I gave it back to them the day after because they closed after I picked it up, so I couldn't run it up the same night. And that was like the day before Black Friday that I gave it back to them. That was after them having it for 2 weeks to replace the motherboard and CPU and wait for the part to come in. So we gave it back to them again, and they had it until a day ago. I think I've had it a day at this point. So maybe 2 days ago by the time you've seen this or something, but you get the point. They've had it since Black Friday through Christmas and almost to the end of December. So I am happy to have my computer back. I was so annoyed not having my computer and not really having good communication with them either. The first tech, even though I guess the motherboard and CPU that he ordered and put in were the issue, that's not on him, obviously. He would actually text me updates and stuff. This last tech never texted me like anything unless I went up to the store and told them I wanted an update. Then they would ask him to text me and he'd finally text me, but so I wasn't too fond of that either. It's like, can you please just tell me you're still working on it just so I know that something's going on, right? Like, but no. Also, if you're curious what's going on with the barking, my one girl, I don't know if she's fully food aggressive. I don't know if she would attack another dog for being around her food, but I think she probably would. She's not food aggressive towards me. I can have my hand in her bowl all I want. I can feed her food out of my hand, even, stuff like chicken or high price items. I can easily just stick my hand in her mouth while she's eating them. She won't do anything with me. But when it comes to the other dogs, she doesn't like them around her food. She gets mad and tells them to back off. So if you hear the barking, also I have the washer and dryer going. So if there's a little bit of shaking or if you hear the of that, that's what that is. However, we're in the living room and that's in the back of the house. So I don't know how well you can hear it. I can hear it though. I'm guessing if I can hear it, some of you guys can. So this canvas isn't bad for stick. Still wish it was a little more stick to it. But yeah, back to what I was trying to say. As I said in one of my other videos, the furnace and water heater went out, so we tried to see how much it would cost to replace the furnace and water heater. And oh boy, was that fun. So the water heater is in the closet bedroom. In order to get to that, it's a small bedroom. I had to lift up the bed, and it's one of those beds that are also like the mechanical that you could sit the top up and sit the bottom up. So they're not light beds to have to lift up. But I had to lift the bed up for the tech to get over there or the estimator. It wasn't the tech, it was like the estimator. But I thought the tech could give me an estimate because the person on the phone told me stuff wrong. Hey, it's enough. So I lifted the bed up for when the tech came. Of course, the tech says, nope, I can't do an estimate on that. You gotta have the person come out for estimates. So it's like, oh, well, lovely. I lifted it for no reason. And then had to sit it back down till that person could come out like the next day or something like that. And then they gave me an estimate, and it's like ridiculously expensive. They told me for the furnace and water heater it'd be $9,000. Or $9,900 actually. And it's like, holy crap. Well, I'm gonna check with other companies to see if that's like just the average price now, or if they're just expensive. So I called another company out. Well, the other company was like $7,400 or something. It's like, okay, so the first one was expensive, but holy crap, it's still expensive. And then I decided, screw it, I'm going to call a third company out. So I made the third company appointment the same day as the second company, so I didn't have to lift the bed another time. But at this point, I have already lifted the bed 3 times. And took all of... So my head of my bed is actually in what this closet is, because that room is so small. It's the only way the bed really fits where you can actually have both sides of the bed accessible. And it just gives you more room in the room. Otherwise, the bed's splitting the room in half, and I didn't really have room for my computer desk to actually have the chair or anything. So, like, this just made the more sense for having the foot of the bed as you walk in the room. Also, if you're into feng shui and stuff like that, now it's more correct where you can have the door at your feet, not like right next to your head, and the window isn't right below your feet. So like feng shui wise, it's more accurate to put the head of the bed in the little closet. And it is just a tiny little closet with like 1 row of clothes. I use dressers and stuff anyway, so yeah, it's to me way better this setup. And it only took me like 10 years to decide to switch it to this setup, and then of course I have to keep lifting the bed. But if not, I would have had to lift it anyway and turned it, because the techs aren't going to climb over the bed to inspect it, and obviously not to install a new one. So anyway, back to what I was saying. First one, 9,900. Second one, 7,400. And it's like, okay, well, those two are very different. So should I try a third one? Well, I even thought, should I try a third one beforehand? But then it's like, okay, so I have the third one coming out. Those are very different. Should I wait for the third one, or should I just cancel it, right? So I wait for the third one to come out. And like I said, it was the same day as the second one. So just more waiting on my part, but a bed was already flipped and everything else. Of course, I can't really record videos for you guys of unboxings. Well, I could, but not that easy, because the desk that I am using is covered with everything that was in the top area of that closet still, and everything that was under the bed. Like, I have the underbed totes with blankets and everything. They're all sitting on top of my desk. So it's like, I can't see my desk. I don't even know where my desk is in that pile of stuff. So I can't really record a video for you while I have everything set like that. And then just the fact of the waiting game, not sure when people are going to show up, and then making sure everything was ready for when they were going to show up. And I just couldn't record. So anyway, first one, 9,900. Second one, 7,400. If I said 7,300, sorry. Then the third one comes out. The third one can't do the water tank, can only do the furnace. Cheapest one yet of 3,500. Now, if I were to go with them, it would be 3,500. Plus, I would have to have another company do the water heater. This other company that I'd have to do the water heater says it's about 1,700 to 1,900 to redo the water heater. So again, you're still looking at 3.5 plus what, like, we'll go with the higher estimate, and we'll say it's 5.4 basically for both total, which is cheaper than the 7,300 for the last estimate, but ouch, that price is ridiculous. And if, well, like, yeah, I'm not going to go into the extra details of any of this, but anyway, let's just say where I'm living right now, I'm not sure it's reasonable to spend that much money on this place. So I am trying to see if there's any other way to take like that money and see if there's any way we can find a different place or something. So yeah, that's been fun, and it's like I don't know what I'm doing, and just a little confusing and lost, but a lot of trying to call places and trying to do things, and so I haven't really had time to work on this. I haven't had time to record a video. He's now crying because he's done with his dinner and he wants to go steal somebody else's. So yeah, and yes, I call it dinner even though it's breakfast. I just, the word for their food time is dinner. I don't ask them if they want breakfast or lunch or dinner. I just say want dinner, and yeah. So it's been a bit fun with all of that stuff going on. I mean, hopefully everybody had a nice holiday though. Hopefully yours wasn't as chaotic as mine. I am happy to have my computer back finally though, and I'm just like hoping it's finally fixed. Actually, to add back to that computer, and yes, I'm sorry, I jump around with conversations. I got it back a second time, and I plug it in, and it has no internet and no Bluetooth. And I'm like, okay, what's wrong now? Why is this happening? You know, it's like, did they replace it with a motherboard that doesn't have them? Please tell me they just didn't enable a setting in BIOS or something. Please, please. I really, you know. So, same day I picked it up. They're still open. Run it back up to the store. I don't have my Bluetooth I used to have, and I use a lot, and I don't have the built-in Wi-Fi either. And the guy there, like, he knows me at this point because I've been going up there every now and then, like, not crazy amounts, but like, what, once every few weeks or something. It's just like, can I have an update? Hang on. So I'd be going up there, like, you know, once every few weeks. It's like, hey, can I have an update? Okay, thank you. You know, so I was trying not to be too big a pest while still trying to ask him what's going on with my computer and why is it taking so long, and, you know, what happened to it type thing. But anyway, he kind of knows me at this point, and he's just like, no, I can tell you right now from looking at it, this motherboard does not have those. It's like, really? So you guys replaced my motherboard with a new motherboard that does not have what I used to have. Maybe it is a better motherboard because they said I was getting like a free upgrade because I was still under warranty, right? And they said it was an upgrade. So maybe the motherboard has some other specs about it that are better than my old one, and maybe it was an upgrade in that way. But losing those two things, not an upgrade. I use those things. I expected them back on my computer. And he's like, yeah, the tech should not have replaced it with a motherboard that didn't have those to it. So there's two options. You can give us your computer again, and we can replace the motherboard a third time. Motherboard and CPU, one or both, I don't know, whatever. But like he said, you give the computer and we can replace it a third time. This time it should supposedly only take a day for them to replace it. Like, wow, how'd it go from taking months to taking a day to replace it? Anyway, or you can get a dongle for the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It's like, okay, am I gonna have to buy a dongle then? It's like, no, I could pick one out for you. So it's like, okay, I can't make the decision. I just, like, it's too much. I'm overwhelmed. I'm sick of this whole situation. I just want my computer back working, you know? So he says, yeah, just give him a minute. He'll go grab a dongle off the shelf and send me home, and I'll be on my way, and everything should be working fine. So he runs and grabs a dongle for the computer, but oh, looky there. They're out of stock of the dongles. So he comes back with one of the ones that you have to actually install in the computer instead of just plug into a USB port. Okay, maybe that's better that that's the way we had to go anyway. I don't know, but it's like, all right, give us 30 minutes and we'll install this for you and you'll be out of here. Okay, cool. I will go look around the store. There's one thing that I want to buy. And so we go run around the store. It was just me. So I run around the store for a little while and get the one thing I want and then come back, and he says that it'll be a few more minutes. At this point, 30 minutes has turned into like 40 minutes or something like that. It's like kind of what you expect, right? So I think it took a total of like 43 minutes or something like that for them to put the new dongle in, and they tested to make sure it worked. Thank you. So I got my computer back. Now it has antennas sticking out of the back end, which kind of gets in the way with plugging cables in. But you know what? I didn't trust that the motherboard was going to be replaced in a day, really. And it's like, I told him to pick whatever he thought was the best solution. He's the tech, not one of the techs that worked on my computer. Kind of wish, that some of the guys that I was talking to there every time I went up was the tech that worked on my computer. But no, they were just the ones that were always there when I showed up in front of house. So that was like a fun mess. So now I got a new motherboard. I got the dongle hanging out the back, and supposedly my computer seemed to be working. I ran it for like a day or so just as is, because it's like, if it fails again, I don't want to have to remove my other hard drive again, because I keep most of my stuff on a secondary hard drive, and it didn't have everything I needed, sadly, and the old computer was too old to really use the data correctly. But sorry about the dog, he's such a whiny baby. But it's like, I don't want to have to remove it again to make sure I have some of the data I need. So I just ran it for a day or so without putting my other hard drive back in. And one of the things that I wanted to get while I was there was another hard drive cable, because for Christmas I got a 4 terabyte hard drive from Mom. So I needed another cable to connect it to the motherboard. So that's the one thing I decided to get when I was waiting for them to fix up the computer. And last night, I do believe it was at this point, I ended up plugging in the old secondary drive that I have and the new 4 terabyte drive. So lucky me, it seems like everything's up and running so far, and the 4 terabyte drive worked. And the reason I say that is because it is a refurb 4 terabyte from Amazon, but it was cheap, and cheap could be bad, but cheap could also be good. It had pretty good ratings, but it was a 4 terabyte for like $40 to $60 or something like that. It is an older refurb, but it's like, it should be good enough, right? It should save my stuff on it just fine, and we should, just work, right? So it worked. Happy. I moved all of my YouTube videos over to it. I could definitely tell when copying them over that it was a slower drive, but I'm not really worried about speed of the drive right now. I just want to be able to have more room to save my videos and pictures and stuff like that. I can still use my other M.2 SSD or something like that. It's one of those little like chip ones now that you put on the motherboard itself. I can still use that because I have 2 of those. I can still use those for, games or anything that takes up that I want more speed for there, sorry. So right now it looks like I'm supposedly up and running again, but because the motherboard and everything was changed and stuff, I guess, I needed to I need to like re-log into everything. It doesn't remember all of my logins for anything. It does, however, like still have all of my games and all of my pictures and everything like that. Like I didn't lose any data, just all of my web browsing history and stuff like that seems like it kind of got cleared or something. Well, I don't know if I'd say that's not right either. I still have my web browsing history, I think. I'm not logged in on any browser. So, I still have to re-log into some stuff and try to get everything back up and running the way I'm used to. But he is such a whiny boy. He is such a whiny boy. But yeah, I decided I want to do a video with you guys, but not too much of a video. Oh, also another thing, with all that going on, I don't know what happened with it. I don't know if it's still on the old computer that I was using and I just missed it when I was copying data back over to put on my actual computer, or if I accidentally deleted it. But I had a finished video of paintings Mom did, and I cannot find it. I think it was ready to upload, and I was gonna upload it, and yeah, now I cannot find it, so I'm gonna have to refilm that for you guys, I guess. She had 3 paintings that she finished to show you guys, and I actually recorded it before Christmas, and it was supposed to come out kind of after my dragon finish, or right after the 2 PR packages. So yesterday at the latest is when I wanted to put it up, but I couldn't find it. I even went back to the old computer, turned it on to try to find it. I couldn't find it, so I guess I accidentally deleted it or something from both my phone and the computer. Who knows? Have to re-record that video for you. I mean, it wasn't a long video to begin with, and it's still not going to be a long video because I don't remember which canvases she said what about. I asked her if she'd like write me notes or text me notes, because I don't remember which canvas she said what about. One of the canvases, I think the stick wasn't great. If she remembers, maybe she'll write it in the comments or something. But yeah, she has 3 finishes for you guys to see, and I know some of you guys like finishes. A lot of you guys that ask like finishes. So the vocal crowd likes finishes. But finishes are one of the worst videos for me to upload. Now again, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't finish paintings often. I'm not uploading finishes because they're bad viewing wise. I am not monetized. I don't make anything from this. So I don't care. You know, I'll upload what I want to upload, and it doesn't really matter how the views are doing. I mean, like, it's enjoyable when you guys like it, but overall, it is what it is, right? So I don't have finishes very often, but I do try to show you all of my finishes. So that's 3 finishes she has that I would like to show you. So I just gotta film them again. I think they're all like different companies. I think one might have been, or no, I think 2 was Temu and one was like a gift or an Amazon or something. They weren't all from the same companies either, but I don't even remember what they were pictures of anymore. It's been a little while and my brain's been going too many different places. So, who knows? Well, I think I might hear something at the door. If the video stops kind of abruptly, then I had to run away, because I think I hear something outside. But the dog hears something outside. Question is if it's something I need to care about, or just something a neighbor's doing or something. So Gotta love the dog alarm system. Actually, it was kind of funny. I was laying in bed with them last night, and the girls were both laying at the feet of the bed, watching out the bedroom door, like they were listening to something and ready to attack anything that came near the bedroom for me. Gotta love them. And the male was just sleeping next to me, not caring at all about anything, you know? Alright, I gotta pause this, sorry. Alrighty. Sorry. So, there was an interruption, and of course I got the dogs a little bit worked up again, so if you guys hear them, sorry. I did do a little bit more of this in the meantime. So the puppy is what you hear now. And, fun about the puppy. So, she goes to get fixed next month. Like, she's supposed to have an appointment next month. I still haven't got the confirmation email that I kind of expected the same day, but they had an appointment for her, and it was later, and then they said somebody canceled and we could do it earlier, and so supposedly her appointment got changed to next month instead of like the month after that or whatever. But anyway, they book out 6 months in order to get her fixed, so finally she's getting fixed next month again. Hopefully everything goes right with that appointment and stuff, but because of that and everything else, she's just a little bit more crazy than normal, and I haven't really told you guys about it, but she apparently is not a great dog. Even though she was a puppy and she was raised with them, she has become very dog aggressive. So I don't know what to do about that. The vet said that fixing her might help. I really don't think it's gonna help, but I'm giving it a shot. I think she's just bad genetics, sadly. She's just so set on killing other animals. So, yeah. None of you knew that was going on, but that's been going on. So, fun there. Yeah. You hear the boy whining because he's just a whiny boy. He likes to whine. And then her whining because she got a little bit worked up about somebody being here. See what I'm saying though? That like the glue on this isn't the greatest. They stick, but not always. And yes, I do use glue dots, but yes, these are old glue dots. So it really shouldn't be too bad. And I like the glue dots in the canvas to have a nice fight and the canvas to win. That's where I like to stick on my canvases, you know? But, yeah. This is one of those ones that if you use the normal wax or something, maybe you wouldn't have as big an issue. Maybe that would work. I've had one like this before where the glue seemed okay, but... the glue seemed okay, but not great. And it seemed like switching to normal wax where the pin didn't hold the drills as strong made them stick to the canvas a lot better. But it's just a bit too weak, in my opinion. I think it really should be a bit stronger than what it is. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm worried that they'll fall off when I'm done. I guess it depends on what I'm doing with the canvas. I've thought about sealing this one just because I have been having a bit of a time with getting them to stay on in certain places, but it's not like the whole entire thing, so I'm thinking that the drills around it should work as a buffer to make sure all of them stay on, and it shouldn't need to be sealed or anything. But I do have a can to seal them with, and I've only sealed 1 or 2 of them. Come on. Why? See, that one just does not want to stick. But I go on that Z and I got it to stick. I am working on Z's, right? Okay. So yeah, I don't know how long a video I want this to be. The washer and dryer sound done, so I need to go do that anyway. And like I said, I haven't ate anything, so I think I gave you pretty much the updates I wanted to give you and stuff. I asked a lot of you guys about, you know, which painting I should do next, and all of you guys said I should do what I want to do or something like that. It's like, yeah, I know. I want to do all of them, but at the same time, you know, don't have the time to do them, and it's just like, I'm curious if I should do another winter-related one because we're still in winter, or if I should just go to ones that I have to finish, because I do want to finish them. Like, one of the ones I forgot in the list, I think, was my Day of the Dead girl. I definitely want to see what she looks like, and I liked my black and white geisha. It just, other stuff came up that kind of pushed them out of the way. And I don't know if I want to stick with a Christmas winter theme until I work on Rainbow Girl, or if I want to grab ones that I already have going until I work on Rainbow Girl at this point, because that's kind of what it is like, I don't like planning for shit, but I have Rainbow Girl kind of planned out, so I want to not be working on anything when I'm supposed to start working on Rainbow Lady, and therefore either get some other ones done so I have more storage and stuff like that, or keep working on winter until I work on her. And it's like, I'm really not sure what I'm gonna do yet, and hopefully I'll get this painting done today, and then we'll have to worry about it then. However, right this second, I still have time to wonder on what way I'm gonna go about that, because I'm still working on this. I really thought this was gonna be done by now, because I was working on it every day. I had so much of it done so quickly, and then just like stuff came up, and it started being where I couldn't work on it for days, and here we are, right? So, I don't know. I sent Christmas gifts to people. If you guys haven't seen it, Bling Craft Diamond and Crochet opened hers, and she seemed to really love her gifts. Like, I am happy she enjoyed them, but she seemed very happy with that. I was smiling so much watching her open those. She seemed so happy. But it really was hard to pick stuff out for her and not just show it to her right away, because as she said, I text her, you know, quite a bit, and if I find anything I think she likes, I show her it. So trying to pick that stuff out, and like that ferret, it's like, oh, I need to send this to her. Oh wait, no, Christmas is coming up, I can't send this to her. You know, like that was kind of difficult for me. Same with Tita and stuff like that. It's like, there was stuff I found that it's like, oh, she'd like this, and I joke with her that I'm like her personal shopper, because I'm always sending her links to diamond paintings she'll like and stuff like that. It's like, I'm the personal shopper you didn't ask for. I don't know, I see stuff that looks like something they might like, and I send it to them, you know. So it was hard to find stuff that they'd like for Christmas and not send it to them, or stuff that I hadn't already sent them in order to get for Christmas for them. But I wanted to get them something nice, because they've got me stuff, and it's just something you do with friends on Christmas, right? Like, you give them gifts. So even though stuff is crazy and everything else, I wanted to do so. But Tita's is still gonna take a little while. I ended up shipping them out late because of everything going on, and she also lives the furthest away from me, I guess. So whatever the case is, her package is gonna take the longest to get to her. But I don't know how all that shipping stuff works and how you can get something from somewhere in a few days and then something from somewhere else and it takes X amount of time longer. And I'm not really up on details of shipping. Like, I just know that it's gonna take the longest. And that, as you saw, Bling opened hers, and then T has one to open, but I know she's been busy, so it's like, there's nothing perishable. Open it whenever you want to open it. No big deal. So, and of course, dog's barking because something's going on outside again still. Nice little warning alarms. I don't know how anybody could live without a dog. Like, how do you feel safe or comfortable in your house without a dog to warn you about things they hear, even if normally what they're warning you about is something you don't care about because it's just a person at the neighbors across the street or the neighbors themselves or kids running by or, like, normally their warnings are nothing. But, like, how can anybody live without a dog to warn them about stuff? Like, I don't know. I don't get how they could do that. Like, I was watching a movie. I don't remember the name of the movie. I think it was another Lifetime movie. I don't know. It was on Hulu. I kind of just let it roll from one movie to another movie. Didn't really pay attention to what movie it was, but I watched them as they were on. And this one was this mom and daughter that bought a house. And the old owner was still living in the walls of the house because it was an older house with, like, tunnels and secret passageway type things in the walls. And it was crazy. And it's like the guy kept coming out of the walls and taking food, and, like, it turned into, something where they were getting attacked or something and cops were being called and stuff like that. But it's like, if you guys only had a dog, the dog would tell you that somebody else was there with you. Like, even if it was a friendly dog, the way it would be, like, shaking its tail, like, hey, come give me lovin's or something like that at a random wall or something like that, you would know that something was weird. So, yeah, I don't know how you can do without your nice dog alarm system. Not to mention the fact that they're cuddly. It's so fluffy. Okay, not really fluffy, but, I don't know. To me, like, a dog is, like, the best. Although, yeah, they are a lot of work having to go for a walk with them and, stuff like that. I mean, cat litter box versus taking dogs outside to go to the bathroom, It's like, unless you have a yard, you can just let them outside in, but then you should still take them for walks. So, but walks are good for you, too. Physically and mentally, you can get some nice air and, you don't feel alone while you're going on a walk if you have your dog with you, so. I don't know. I am more of a dog person than a cat person, but, like, physically I'm thinking the cat probably is easier to handle at this point, but I just, again, cat doesn't tell you what's going on or doesn't, ask you what's going on the same way a dog does. So, I think I almost have the Z's done. I don't know. And yes, this is too big for the light board because it's like a 40. And yes, I am moving it and working on the whole entire last bit of it because I am, apparently. I don't know why I am, but I am. Normally I work on what's on the light pad and then shift it over to work on the other side. So, like, normally I'd have it set up like this, and then I'll work on this to the end of the light pad. Then I'd shift it over and work on this. But for some reason, I decided I wanted to work on this thing, just the rest of it. So, I wish that they made long, narrow light pads. Like, this is basically like your 30 by 40 light pad or whatever. And I wish they made it long enough that it would fit this whole painting. Like, here we go. I wish there was one that was like this long, but only this tall or even shorter. So I can do like a long row right here. That would be great. I've thought about, I wonder how it would be to try to like make like a light pad with some LED lights and then like a piece of glass or something to sit over the LED lights or something. If I could kind of make my own light pad in the size I want. I don't know how that would work. I wonder if there's a way I could get it to work. I mean, that's not how a normal light pad is. It's not just like a chain of LEDs behind glass, but I'm wondering if something like that would work and be something I could do, or if there's another way I could get a light pad in the dimensions that I would like it in. Not sure though. Just a thought I had. But I think I'm almost done with these Z's, and once I do get done with these Z's, that's where I'll call this video, because I really should get something to eat too. The dogs shouldn't need anything yet. They've been out, they've been fed, but again, dogs like attention. They are pack animals. I could invite them to sit with me while I'm finishing my diamond painting, and I normally do. I just don't want them around with the camera up here that they could knock over, and there's a W that I missed. Or that fell out. Yay. I hate going back and filling in random ones like that at the end. I absolutely dread that about diamond paintings. That is like my least favorite thing about diamond painting, is going back in and placing those last random drills. I really don't like doing that. I think a lot of people like that because it's like, oh, the satisfaction of finishing. It's like, ugh, I need to pull out one of those, two of those, and one of those, and I'm done. And of course, it has to be 3 different colors I have to pull out. And like, I've said it before, finishing a diamond painting is not for me. So that's why I don't mind if I take forever to work on them, because the finishing process is something I don't enjoy. And then being so indecisive and having to pick what to work on next, I don't enjoy either. So that's part of why I like big canvases. I don't have that sense of, this is taking forever, I want to finish, I don't feel like accomplished or whatever by not having a finish. I don't get that way. I don't, be like, why is this taking so long? I feel like I'm getting nowhere. That doesn't happen to me. I know it happens to other people, and they want to finish. They want to, have that satisfaction of putting the last drill in and stepping back and seeing their painting. And I like looking at it once I'm done, don't get me wrong, but I don't get the satisfaction for putting the last drill in. I don't get the satisfaction for having to start another one, although I do like the kitting up process. And organizing the drills, because I keep my drills after I kit down. Like, I do like those processes. I just do not like putting the last drills in. I do not like picking what to work on next. With you guys, at least, you guys help me out. I put up a poll or something like that, and you guys vote, and it's like, cool, thank you. And obviously, I'm putting up a poll. I'm still making the decision between what to put on the poll, but I can only narrow it down so far, and then I'm just like, how do you pick between that? So, and like somebody said, do a random number generator or something and pick. It's like, I've tried something like that before, and then like, for some reason, I'll just like grab a number, and then it's like, well, I wonder what the next number will be, and I'll grab another number, and so that doesn't really work either. I even got some D&D dice, because it's like, well, there's how many sides to some of these die, right? And that means I could pick how many paintings to pick from, and I can just roll a die to pick a painting, and that might be an entertaining way to pick a painting. So I even got some die to roll for picking which painting to work on next, and like actual dye, not just like on a computer. And it's just like, am I just gonna say okay with what I get, or am I gonna say, well, you know? So I think I got all the Z's done though. I think that is everything, and if I'm wrong, then yay, gotta go back later. But as you can tell, there really isn't too much space coming out of this. And by the way, saying this way later, flash is off on the camera. I got my computer on, but there's no other lights in the room. This is just the light board on a very dull setting. It's what I like to work with. It is the light board that T gave me. It is a lot better than the old light board. These just, like, you can see it slides, but it doesn't slide as easily when you're placing drills on it. It doesn't slide as easily as it did on the other light board because there's a texture to this light board. But I think I got all of my Z's done. So I got U's, A's, F's, P's, and C's left, it looks like. And there's a random I and a random W and a random I. Oh, and there's S's. I don't think I said that. I think I might go with A's next and get the majority of this done. I think there's one S right there, but that's mostly A's. What stands out the most to me, though, is the C's in here or the F's in here. Like, these are all close colors at this point. Enough! But the C's and the F's, I think, are like the ones that stand out the most to me. But I don't want to keep working over these open areas to go in here. I think there's enough drills that my hand's not really going to touch the canvas. But with the glue already being weak on the canvas, I think I'd just rather clear those up. So if my hand goes like this and slowly pushes into the drill, it doesn't sit on the canvas. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know a lot of, again, people that talk and communicate seem to like hanging out with me, but the majority of people that watch the videos do not care for like WIP and chats and stuff like that. And again, these are all analytics that you guys could look at just by looking at how many views are on a video, or like open a playlist and look at the list of videos and how many views there are on them. And like, it's all stuff you guys could look up if you're curious. It's not, you know, and again, it's not like I'm saying I care. I wanted to do this to tell you guys what was going on and to do something without having to get everything set up for an unboxing. So that's what I'm doing. But I can guarantee you it will get a lot less views than the other videos. And that's fine. If people don't want to, you know, do a WIP and chat, I get it. If people want to, though, it's nice for those people to have the ability to, right? And I like talking to you guys, and WIP and chats seem to be the better videos to talk to you guys on. So again, it is what it is, but it's just interesting how most people just want unboxings. However, people that comment want finishes, want WIP and chats. So you can see that normally the quiet ones seem to be the ones that just want to see unboxings. However, I am sure there's quiet ones out there that do enjoy the conversation that I have for them, even if they don't reply to me and they just don't like to reply. I'm sure there's those too. I used to be one of those. I liked watching people's videos, and I liked long videos and videos with commentary, but I didn't like to reply. I didn't want my name, even if it is just a screen name, to be in the comment section. So I get it. I get those people. I didn't subscribe to channels because, you know, especially while people are live streaming, because I didn't want them to thank me for subscribing to them, because I didn't want to be noticed. I wanted my entertainment. I wanted, you know, to relax and watch it, but I didn't want it to be pointed out. So, like, I do get those people that just want to quietly watch in the background, and they might have an opinion, so they'll vote if I put up a poll, but they won't audibly type or textually type their opinion out, because they just don't want to be seen in chat, which, again, used to be that way. I can't believe I like YouTube because that's how I used to be. But I enjoy talking to you guys and filming stuff for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you had a nice Christmas. Hopefully New Year's goes well for everybody. And hopefully it's not been as crazy as mine has. I know some people sadly have had it worse and crazier than I have. So hopefully you guys like this. If you can tell, I did also do those little bird feet in here that I told you I'm probably going to take out, and I'm probably going to take those out. But again, I tend to put it in and then remove it because I don't look at the picture while I'm diamond painting. I literally just look at the letters. So I don't see how the finished image looks till I get to the finished image normally. Every now and then I'll, like, when I have it sitting up on top of the bookshelf, I will look up at it on the bookshelf like, oh, that looks pretty or something. But normally I wait till I'm done with my image to just look at what my full image is, because also this isn't a good enough distance to appreciate what it actually looks like. It still looks like pixels in my opinion. Alright, sorry, I just want to talk apparently. Have a nice day, morning, or night. Hopefully you guys got some of your diamond painting done while listening to this, or whatever craft you were working on. Hopefully you enjoyed hanging out with me for a bit, and I definitely will have more for you. Sorry if they're a little bit more spaced out, though.